Hello and welcome. This is Rooflemonger, my friends. Today we're talking fighting game mechanics. Now, every fighting game has all sorts of systems unique to each game, and of course, naturally, a lot of shared systems as well. Be it as simple as blocking or say a super meter, which wasn't always there at the beginning of fighting games, but has since become a stalwart. Every game, for the most part, has their super moves. But a lot of gameplay mechanics of certain fighting games really shape the game. Now, we have very obvious examples, like say the famous Street Fighter 3 parry. I know you've probably seen the clip a billion times by now, but that clip lives on because of the game mechanic and its very strong use, right? In a game with no parries, obviously that would have never have happened. Other game mechanics are very flashy just because, well, they look cool and they're memorable, like Guilty Gear instant kills. Maybe as like a competitive mechanic in competitive matches, you're not always going to see it, but you're sure going to remember the first time Potemkin dunks you through the whole planet and knocks you onto the other side, right? It's a mechanic people always find memorable at the very least. And in this video, I want to highlight a mechanic that, well, is not very flashy, is potentially not even very memorable, especially if you don't play NRS games. That's probably not even going to be on your mind, right? But I'm here to tell you that this mechanic is one of the best mechanics in all of fighting games, and it really informs a lot of how you play. What am I talking about? I'm talking about the first hit bonus, what you find in Mortal Kombat 9 and Mortal Kombat X. The first hit bonus is incredibly simplistic as far as anything goes in any fighting game, as it is exactly what it says on its face. You get the first hit, you get a bonus. You can see in the footage here, round one fight, and this only ever applies to the first round, it doesn't apply to any other round. Kotal will get the first hit, and then boom, on the side of the screen, you will see Kotal is awarded the first hit. Gets a hit. All right, first hit, meter awarded. And that's the beautiful simplicity of the first hit bonus. You just get another meter right off the bat. So pretty simple, right? Get a meter, more offense, more stuff you can do, simple enough. But it's so much more, and that's why I love this mechanic and why I missed it in Mortal Kombat 11, is because it allows for a lot of strategy and mind games. Like say in Street Fighter, if you were playing Zangief versus Ryu, and you ate a Hadouken at the start of the round, or you ate a Fireball at the start of the round, right? You're not going to be too broken up about it. But if Ryu got a free EX meter for doing that, you would definitely be on your toes the whole match until the first hit occurs to make sure you got that first hit over them. In any fighting game with meters, any kind of meter advantage is very large, and especially so in Mortal Kombat. In MK9 and MKX, you might notice that both players start with a meter regardless, right? So round one fight, you both have a bar to work with and you can use it for whatever combos or anything you can dream up. So at a bare minimum, you can look at it like this. When you have the extra bar from the first hit bonus, well, you have 2 bars versus their 1, you have double the amount of meter, and that just makes you more dangerous in all the usual ways. That meter makes you dangerous in a fighting game. More meter equals more options. Take this fairly standard Kotal Khan War God combo here. It's pretty standard, like it does respectable damage, you get off a reliable starter, although B1 got nerfed at the end of MKX's life and I always hated that, but that's a tale for a different video. But it's pretty standard, it's a normal B&B combo. It's something you can reliably expect to hit many times over the course of a match, especially at the start because the back one elbow was quite fast for what it is, right? But now, say we know we get that first hit, well, geez Louise, we would have 2 meters to work with, wouldn't we, instead of 1? So then if we start a round and we hit confirm our first hit, you should be hit confirming, right? We can go, oh, well, we definitely have 2 meters to work with now for a combo instead of 1, so we can get a much larger combo. So this combo right here, almost 50%. And you can do better combos with 2 bars with different characters, but just as an example, right? So now the first hit of a round becomes all the more deadly yet. Because now, with whatever combo we're going to get, we can be very assured we have a second meter to work with, and thus extend the combo out even further than what it would normally be. Making the first hit super important, because now the first hit is much more deadly than a regular hit. And perhaps I'm burying the lead a little bit here, because damage is good, don't get me wrong, that's how you win. But in the Mortal Kombat series, we have the thing called the Combo Breaker. and the combo breaker is your life. In Mortal Kombat 9 and Mortal Kombat X specifically, given how it works, the breaker is simply whatever you want to do, you don't get to do. I get to break out of it for pretty much mostly free, and there's pretty much no counterplay to it. 2 bars, I'm out of jail. End of story. And that's incredibly powerful. You can effectively think of it in a way that the combo breaker translates to having even more life than usual. If you get hit by a combo that would normally do, say, 35% damage, if you have 2 bars, you can say, no, this combo is going to do the initial hit, and that's it. And that is incredibly powerful, honestly. In MK9, MKX, a lot of people will just simply save the meter for the breaker. Having the breaker on deck means it'll take at least 1 more solid hit to kill you, right? Like, it's a pretty big deal. So now all this said and all this shown, hopefully now you can appreciate how big this mechanic is, the first hit mechanic, where on paper it seems like it's very small. It seems like nothing almost, really. Okay, if you get the first hit on round 1, you get a little meter, right? But meter is so important in the games where this mechanic is in. Getting that first hit either means you have way more offensive potential, because keep in mind you do start with a meter at the start of a round, so you already have some and it just doubles up what you potentially can work with, or it means you don't have to play the game. If you get caught by a mix-up or something, and MK has a lot of mix-ups, there's definitely a lot of high-lows and all that kind of stuff, right? If you get caught with your pants down, as it were, the first hit bonus means no. Effectively cancel that out. Didn't happen. Okay, you got me, sure, whatever. Reset the neutral. Let's try again, right? So the first hit ups your offensive potential and it ups your defensive potential. So getting that first hit, and going to be just something as lowly as a down 1 or a down 3, something that barely does any damage. It doesn't matter what it is. All it cares is that you get that first hit. And getting that first hit, realistically, for the most part, really shapes the first round of the game. Whoever gets that first hit and the extra meter has a marked advantage over the other player. Now, it's not the be-all end-all. Obviously, nothing is guaranteed, right? But still, it is a large advantage. And once again, to reiterate, the first hit bonus only cares about round 1. It does not care about round 2. It does not care about round 3. It is the very beginning of the match where both people are scrambling, and due to its strength, it leads to a lot of very interesting scenarios. If you're normally a defensive player, you might play a lot more aggressive to make sure you get that first hit in that first meter. If you're an aggressive player, you might slow your roll down because you don't want to overextend and get bopped, because once again, even the littlest poke will award the first hit bonus in that extra meter. So basically, at the end of all things, it's like almost the simplest of all mechanics, right? It's as simple as you could possibly get, yet to me, it's always added so much to MK9 and MKX. And come Mortal Kombat 11, obviously the system has changed and doesn't really have it in the same way, because the way meter itself works has changed in Mortal Kombat 11, but I would love to see this or something like this return in MK12. But all that said, hey, let me know what you think in the comments below. If you're an NRS fan, if you love the mechanic, want to see it return, let me know. If you're watching this video and you're more like a Street Fighter player, a Tekken player, a Smash player, not in the Mortal Kombat vein, let me know about the mechanic itself, what you think about it, and maybe if you'd like to see it in other games. But that all said, my friends, we are at the end of the video, so thank you very much for watching. Hope this video has found you well, and go out and play some Mortal Kombat.